Well, I haven't been in the garage for a while, which is a Friday. I'm about to take this booger off. There's two ways you can take a spot weld out that I'm aware of. You can take a drill and just drill through both panels if the other one is toast. But my drill bit isn't the sharpest thing in the world. I even put some little dab of oil on each time, and or you can use the spot weld remover. And if you don't know what one of those looks like, you can buy these at Harbor Freight. They were like $5 a piece. It has teeth on this side and teeth on this side here. And when these break off, you can unscrew this and flip it around and use the other side. And then you just poke a hole in the very center with a hole punch of some sort. Just find the center of your spot weld and then use a hammer and just smack it down, poke a hole there. The tip of your spot weld bit goes right inside the very center of that hole, and then you just drill it out. You'll know when you go far enough, because sometimes if there's rust between the two layers of metal, it'll kind of turn a darker color when you're drilling, and sometimes it'll pop. You can feel the metal pop up. That's how they work if you don't know. So the next question is, how do you get these two separated? I use chisels. I'm just a self-taught guy. Just get in there, because sometimes you won't get a perfectly cut. It might hang on to a little bit of metal on the inside, for example, but if you use a chisel and carefully cut through those to help separate them. With this, the quarter panel has a curve to it, and I can only get in here so far. Luckily, this wood chisel, I've had these things for years and done many cars with them, but it bent. This one bends easy, and so I kind of get a curve going, because you don't want to bend this piece of metal and straighten it out because of that curve. And but here on up, you're like, how do I get all those out? Because this piece of metal curls up on the inside and you can't get into it from inside there. So what I'm doing, drilling until it pops apart from the other piece of metal. I'm using my other hand to push this one down, and you can feel it when it goes. So I'm just gonna, I have all of these broke loose up to here, so I'm just gonna keep doing, just wiggling this and drilling until it gives, and go from there. I took my chisel and just kind of gently work those, and they just pop right up. That way you don't bend this metal, because you don't want to bend the metal you want to keep. You want to keep that as flat as possible. That's the way I'm doing it. It's the only way I know, and with the only primitive tools I've got, so works for me. And if you do bend some of this metal, you can just hammer it flat again. It's almost off. I still got a little more to go. So are we ready to take this out? There we go. Something else fell. Yeah, you can see what happens when metal overlaps. See how it's starting to flake off? I rest my case. In time, it just rots. So the best thing to do, in this case where they overlapped the quarter panel, is to plunge cut, go all the way through, just cut straight through that, and then weld it, go so far, cut it, weld it, cut it, weld it. And then when you do that all the way down, so that when this piece drops even with that, then you pull this piece out of there. If you don't know what I'm talking about. They kept this top quarter panel, and then so this piece is the original, and this is the new piece that they put on, and then they welded it just right onto the body instead of cutting it shorter or doing a butt cut. This is what it looks like from this side. So there's my first victory. 1 down, 3 to go. 1, 2, 3. And if you don't know where your spot welds are, to use your hole punch to find the center of them, what you can do is take a chisel. It'll scrape the high spots and leave the low spots. So there's probably one right there. Just kind of scrape all around it. That'll tell you where the center of it is. And another way you can tell where they're at, instead of scraping it, is to take your glove off and carefully come down here and feel. There's probably one right there. Probably about right there. And that'll give you a clue, because you can feel it in the back. It's Saturday the 11th. I finally have a whole day that I can work without interruption. So now maybe I can work more than a 2 or 3 hour block. Now it's my turn to play Wesley. My goal is to get this one off, and that one off. Almost got it. Now I just got to figure out where they're held on up here. What do you say, Rusty? Do I just rip it out? I think he blinked, saying yes. So the only spot holding it in really is like from here to there. Oops. It's garbage anyway. I need to make a patch panel and put it in there. So here goes. I can go join the other one. Want to go play Rusty? Oh, the carnage. Was that fun? There's number 2. Here's number 3. As I was checking this out, what they did was they welded, well, this is the outer quarter panel here, and what they did when you come around on the edges, they just stitched weld. They didn't do plug welds, they just welded it to the existing one. There's from about here to there, a row of them. There's one there, all the way down, one there, nothing here, all the way around. Yeah. With that, where it's rotted, that's not the quarter panel right there itself. What they did before they put the quarter panel on is they took a piece of metal and stuck it in there, and it's stitched, welded around the edge all the way around also to the existing quarter panel. So that's a patch that they just threw over that. So now I gotta figure out how to get this out. There is a plug weld here that they cut through halfway, and then there's one underneath here. But yeah, they did a number on this thing, trying to figure out what in the world's going on. But yeah, they put pieces in all the way around the edge on the outside there to patch that up. But yeah, thing's been given some love at one time. Gordy. Rusty, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, I do. Make it very hard to get anything done, but it's worth every bit of it. Okay. See, I'm gonna work now, okay? Or not. Another piece. the extension. And now hopefully I can have a straighter shot at getting this weld out right there. Now I can get my grinder in there so I can cut that weld out. Whatever it takes. My Goldie girl. How you doing, honey? Me princess. Princess Buttercup. Rusty. Wesley's over here. It's my turn to play. Just do the toys for him again. Taking this off was a pain in the butt, as you can see from all the hackerage and where I cut everything. I have a confession to make. I was cutting straight through this way, which I thought was straight, but it kind of was going uphill a little, and I cut all the way through that. My bad. I can just weld that back up. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the other side. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. I just took a big old piece of metal and welded it on. A couple rivets, 3 of them. Just went right over the rusty part. You want your toy rusty? Up. Yes, please. I did have to pry a couple spots. I need to cut the rest of this off. Trying to cut through everything, what a pain. I would rather take plug welds out all day than do trying to cut through everything and jacking everything up. This is all their hackerage. Here's number 3. Technically this would be 4, but since I got this piece off before I got that piece off, would that be 3 and that would be 4. This will be 5 no matter what. I'm a nut. Right, Wesley? Like, yes. Now it's time for this side. Then I just gotta clean up my edges. I see you, Rusty. How you doing, buddy? He's like, will you throw it for me? You're done now. Yes, I am. Almost done. But I think I got this broke loose. However, check this out. There was a screwdriver inside of here. I placed it back in there because I reached in there and I dug out all sorts of debris, and this screwdriver was in there. So there you go, Steven. It's funny because my black 340 Cuda that I had, I traded it for my truck, the blue truck, and but it had a screwdriver in it as well. So this is yours, Steven. It's not quite a cactus like Pole Barn Garage found in his Holy Goat. At least I think that was what he found it in. But anyway, I got one more little corner to get up inside of here. That was a pain in the butt. There's layer after layer of metal in there, but it's like a puzzle I had to figure out. So let's get this out of here. Now let's see if it'll come out, Rusty. I know if you had opposable thumbs, you'd help me, right, buddy? It's like, yeah. Okay. Come on. You'll watch me fight and struggle with this for probably 20 minutes. I'll edit 90% of it out. It's mine. I worked hard for this. To be continued. Ha! I got it. Got a little corner in there I couldn't cut through. I had to work it back and forth. This way. Oh, lovely. They did the same thing with this. All of these are rivets, those round circles, all the way across here. This is what happens when you don't have a drain that they plugged up. It's supposed to be a hole there to let water and debris come out. So what happens, it's welded and it's trapped in there. The back side here, I folded this side up so that I could get my drill in here to drill out those spot welds. I tried to avoid everything from damaging this one. Did a pretty good job actually, considering all the chaos it was. I had two little cuts through here I had to put in there, and there's one right there. I had to straighten this out and cut through that to try to cut through all of this inside of here without messing any of that up. But yeah, they had 2 or 3 layers of stuff in here. They got the original, and then where it's all riveted on the other side. And then they had this metal, I had to peel it back. And then they had this piece of metal here that was welded to. I had to peel all this back to get to this piece so I could see what was going on. And the shiny spots is where it was welded to inside there, 2 or 3 spots. What a pain. Now I need to take off this extension piece here. This panel here is getting replaced. It's got some rust holes in it here and there, and plus it's bent and all jacked up. So that's why I'm taking off this piece. Before I take off that back panel, measure between frame rails to be on the safe side. I'll go to the very tip of them and measure them. Can't bend it back. I'm sure you'd help me if you could, Rusty. You just put your paw on this right here. Catch it right there. Go to here. Finger here to keep it from moving. We got 55 and 3/8 exactly. Way up in the corner to right at 49. 48 and 7/8 almost. About to go. Got one more spot weld holding it on. You're gonna have to watch out, Rusty. That thing's gonna drop right on your head. Oh, come here. Why don't you come over here? Stay right there. Good boy. Okay, on your mark. Get set. Go. Woohoo! Game on. I'm curious. Okay, go where you want now. See how much these have moved, or if they did. Clamp her down. 55 and about 5/8. They did move. Glad I measured them. Well, there's nothing to measure against now because this line is gone. Of course, I could draw a line diagonal from here, but they did move by about that much. Smile, Rusty. We did it, buddy. Thank you for your help. It's about 10 o'clock now on a Saturday night, so it's time to be quiet. Got it done right in time. Tomorrow, I'll start making patches for that and cleaning up around the wheel wells and the quarter panels. And then I'll start test fitting everything. We'll go from there. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Work hard, dream big, love God, and love others. Right, Rusty? You got that right, Dad. Dream big. Work hard. That was easy. Thanks for watching.